Okay, good morning. We are up to Tafresh Ches Gimel. Siman Terach, although not sure why. Gimel, Im Hifsik Me'achilasav Od Hayom Gadol. If we're mafsik your achila, early in the day, Yachol Lachzor Lechol Kol Zman Shel Kibel Avatainis. A person's allowed to go back and to eat as long as it's a makabel tainis. So he started to Hamafsekes. Often people daven mincha gdola, and you eat and then you eat afterwards. You start at 2. You feel the kol nidre is not till 6, so someone finishes at 3, and then he's allowed to still eat. Right, as long as you're makabel the tainis. Like Gava Ayin Le'els from Gimel and Kibel Belev Lo Have Kabbalah. The shayla was you have to say it Belpeh and say it Belev. The idea of being makabel to Sefer Yom Kippur, that's what it doesn't feel a zakah, and there is some people even say straight out, Harini makabel, v'chulei, there is an Indian, there is an Indian to do that, so you're makabel to Sefer Yom Kippurim. And by Shabbos is a discussion, but obviously as you said it straight out, everyone agrees that you were makabel. Daled be'erev Yom Kippur, ein alecha el machalim kalim alis akel. You have to eat things which are easily digestible. Kedei shelo yehei savea or mizgay sheyispal. Right? It doesn't, it's in order so that a person doesn't get too full and mizgay sheyispal. I don't really understand what if his person is over full, he's obviously there's some Indian which. A person feels very full, feels very geschmack. So I guess so he doesn't. His davening is not b'hachna. You feel a little bit of if you feel a little bit of that's for tsar, but you don't feel over full, so your mind's a bit clearer. You're not just like thinking about, oh wow, that was such a good those were good hamburgers, whatever. A person should eat things which are easily digestible. A person should not eat things which are mechamim the guf. They carry. He shouldn't come to carry, as we'll see later on. That seeing carry on Yom Kippur is a whole big thing. So achopanim. Even though, and also even though yes, it's because of oinus. If a person would see carry because he ate too much, it's a bit, whatever. It's a bit of oinus, but still, you don't want that to happen on Yom Kippur. You want to be tahor. Chenin lechol ma'achali cholav shemar b'mzera. Person shouldn't eat ma'achali cholav which are mar b'mzera. Ach b'suah shacharis nogin la'ochlan. It's okay to eat them b'suah shacharis. Al-Kopanim, the thing is, the question I had is, I remember someone told me that, but still Hamafsekes, he's a chazan. He was a chazan for Yom Kippur, so he eat a big, huge plate of spaghetti and meatballs. The bowl, like to give him koyach for the whole. Would that be a problem or not? So it could be for old tefillah. It says you could mizgar sheyispal if the person's kavanah is so that he can obviously anything, even they can have koyachas to daven for the yom, and I think they give them more koyach, things like that. L'chara it would be it would be fine. Person feels he can't get through the fast unless he has some meat. It's probably okay. Just the minig is to have chicken, because chicken goes down more easily. Have heavy things that it comes up. It's whatever. It's complex. A person should not eat. He should not eat stuff which makes extra saliva. Shumshumin. Whether there's an isser to swallow spit on Yom Kippur. So Aruch Chaim says obviously not, because if there was, people have to be sitting there spitting out the whole day. But what about a case here? So what's the problem here with having sesame? It could be that a lot of it would be you shouldn't do something which is going to cause a problem. Put yourself in the situation where you're going to have a lot more, or maybe just shot is that it's just gonna go ahead and make it harder to daven. Issue is if it says the Mishnah says a person shouldn't throw up on purpose on Yom Kippur because maybe you'll swallow back a little bit of whatever came up, and that would be swallowing. So I had a shiloh once. When a person's sick and he's very congested, so he's coughing up phlegm. Are you allowed to swallow that phlegm, or do you have to spit it out every single time? Sometimes whatever happens. So I was told that you don't have to. I could be there's a might a lot, whatever. But if it never, it could be you don't have to. It's a little bit unclear from here. There's what to talk about, but Pashta says you don't necessarily have to spit out. Be sure you spit out everything, and then if you can't find where to spit it out. And the person should not eat a chila gasa by Hamafsekes. Anyway, the overeating doesn't necessarily make a person get through Yom Kippur. It's just more of a what's it called? And I don't think there's any chiyuv to take some call either, or any of these herbal concoctions. If it helps, it helps. That's. But obviously there's no Indian to try to take it to try to get through. So yeah. Tough Reish Tes Hatmanos Chamim be'erev Yom Kippur. Mutter lahatmin Chamim be'erev Yom Kippur and Motzei Yom Kippur. It's mutter to go ahead and to do Hatmana on erev Yom Kippur for Motzei Yom Kippur. There are those shittas hold that you should not be matfin Yom Kippur elu, that we don't go ahead and put a cholent up from before Yom Kippur for after Yom Kippur. So the heter, as Mishra points out, is it's michol l'chol. What's the problem? But the tzad isser shabo is that it looks like you're cooking on. You look like you're cooking for after. You're cooking on Yom Kippur for after the fast, which I guess would be a special. It's a special din on Yom Kippur because since I guess people, on Shabbos, no one's kosher. You went ahead and put up cholent on the Shabbos to go ahead and have for Shabbos lunch. But it could be that on Yom Kippur, people think, well, everyone's trying to prepare stuff, want to have to eat something right after Yom Kippur, so it wouldn't be abnormal. So therefore, it was an extra gzeira not to be matmin things for Motzei Yom Kippur. Question is, I wonder what about what about putting up? They did bring down as well that Magen Avraham says if he's there also by Shabbos, it's also a problem. Could go from erev le'erev because it looks like you're doing hatmana l'chol. Feed one time. But on Kulpanim, it's the idea of hachana. For example, if you want to go ahead and put up something hot for people who are sick or kids, something like that, I don't think the I don't. It says the Nissen says it's okay. I don't know if there are people who oiser because it looks like you're preparing a lot of food for after, whether it's a kamaras ayin shabo. I don't know. Pasha says it's mutter, but there is an idea of I don't know. I never heard of. I've heard of people making sudas Kippur for their kids, I didn't understand that. Like you give them, you give them like a full meal or something. I don't know. I just when I grew up, you take whatever's there, sandwiches, this, whatever. The idea of a suda, you just you eat whatever there is and go to shul. But everyone has their own minhagim. Fine. Tafri shul. Lakas neiros Yom Kippur. Makom shenogim lahadik neiros Yom Kippur. Someone who as a minig, there's a place where there's a minig to light neiros and Yom Kippur. Madliki makom shenogim shel lahadik ein madlikin. The place where it's minig to light, not to light. You don't light. Because there's a minig to light a whole bunch of extra candles for or. it's a shaila of shalom bayis this. So the makom is a minute to be sure there's lights on Yom Kippur. You do that. Ve'in yesh l'ner b'bayis chayv l'hadik b'chedesh shoshochev sham. If there is taka light, if you do light neiros in your house, then it's important to light in your bedroom. Kadesh Yomi Tashmish Mishto Acha Shavoya Isa Itzel Ner Shibabeisai. That you should dafka also light in your room so that the person can't go ahead and won't come to be over the Yisr of Tashmish on Yom Kippur. Because then you won't, because then then you won't do whatever. If it's completely dark in the house, meaning there's a couple ideas on Shabbos of lighting neiros. Well, the idea of shalom bayis is one idea, so you won't trip and fall and hurt yourself. And then another idea is that it also you can see what you're eating, you can see different things, it makes things nicer. But Yom Kippur, there's not specifically any dim for that, so there's different minhagim. The minig, our general minig is to light neiros. Shabbos chayav kol the hadlik.
Minig is to light in the bedroom also.
Oh no, I don't know about that. That already is that I don't. Ish lo dum b'zeh. I don't know. I don't think the minig is to light. I don't think the minig is necessarily light in the bedroom. It's just the idea that person shouldn't come to, if nowadays people you have lights on. Everyone has lights on anyway, so you can say it's, so he sees his wife around there. It's like you see a person's wife. You come to a nichshel. It's a bit of a chiddush. I don't know. I don't think that the whole minig nowadays is to light and is to light specifically in the bedroom. But it's a little bit unclear because this whole minig anyway is a little bit funny. The minig nowadays people light neiros for Yom Kippur, like they have lights on. So I don't know. If it's Shabbos, you have to be ma'adik. Go mavarchin halak ner shel Shabbos v'shem Kippurim, and you make a bracha shel Shabbos Yom Kippurim. But the minig is to light neiros for Yom Kippur, and about the I don't know. I'll leave it. If I see someone say nowadays there is, I'll let you know. But I don't think there is light in the bedroom. Some say you should also. Some hold you make a bracha on the Ner of Yom Kippur as well, without it being Shabbos, because then, like I said, there is a minute to have neiros, so you won't fall and hurt yourself. So even if you've done something to do with seeing what you're eating or anything like that, but you won't fall and hurt yourself, is also a bunch of things, so you can make a bracha on that as well. Right. That's our minig. Gimel b'chol makom malikim v'vasek nesiyos v'vatim midrashos v'mvos afelim al gabei acholim. We light neiros. If you're lighting, you light neiros everywhere to be sure there's enough light. Again, nowadays we have lights. We don't think about this, but back then they had to specifically. Where am I lighting this? I'm lighting the light, the light here, the light there, things like that. So you would light everywhere where it's dark, and for cholim, people can see. Daled noagim b'chol makom laharbos neiros v'aknesiyos v'atziyah begonim noim v'sakneses. And the minig is that even though it's Yom Kippur, it's Zvan Tshuva and everything, Afal Pikein, the Kleish Hashem B'chubad, that we have to B'chabed the Kodesh Baruch Hu, B'chabed Yom Kippur. So therefore, the minig is to make it nice, and for the Chag, it's still a Chag. There's Knesset, Begonim Noim, it's a Knesset, put out nice tablecloths, things like that. It's not a fully a day of Tshuva. And the minig was that you light a nair for every single person, but we don't. The advice is that okata, and that they only did they light a nair in the shul for people that Maisa. Gone in Shabbat Aviv Yelino Shemeisil. I think the meaning now is just to light Yurtzeit Lichs. And I don't think I've seen anyone light Neiros for people who are alive, just like for the, they just, light, they have the old boards and shuls with the little, bulbs and things, so that usually turn on, I think they turn everything on, I don't know, whatever. The meaning is to light for the Mesim, not necessarily for the Chaim.
You get a 25-hour light so that you get an inch of Shabbat.
Yeah, but that's something else. We'll get to that. That's something else. That's something else. V'chein nachon, v'chein kasu mixas revusa, in kavan neris elav Yom Kippurim, if these go out on Yom Kippur, ein loy really in Yehudi sheyachzer lika. It's not like these are like, again, they were used to be, they were light for people who, living people, not just for the people who are in the niftarim. So a person would get very nervous. Oh, if it went out, my light went out. Oh no, it's a bad sign. Get someone to relight it. You shouldn't do that. However, he should go back and light it on Yom Kippur. After Yom Kippur, you should let it go out. Yes, there's inyanim and sodos or whatever. You should go ahead and let it burn out by itself. And and he will makabel. He should makabel that you shouldn't ever. And as a person has a 48-hour candle and you should never put it out. The same thing with Yurtzai Lichs. That's the meaning with not only on Yom Kippur. In general, that if they go out, then you light it again. Month Yom Kippur, or even Stam Yurtzai Licht, if it goes out, or you let it. You don't put it out. You let it. Even if you have a very long one, you let it go down to the end. Maybe I wonder if we don't do it because it's a big stress, and the person should be worried. Well, if his nair went out, so then it's a bad sign, and he has to go ahead and makabel. I don't know. You should put tablecloths on Yom Kippur just like on Shabbos. Yesh shnag lubosh begadim lavanim nikim Yom Kippurim dugmas malach yashares. Meaning is to wear white clothing on Yom Kippur. Dugmas yashares, which is they wear a kittel. Kittel shu lavan v'naki. I don't know if it's coming lafuki, the one you wear for the seder, which doesn't always come out naki or whatever. Yeah, it could be you should have two, or it could be just be sure you wash it, but it should look clean, not stained. V'gavu beged mesim. It's also a kittel to beged mesim. That a person leva adam nichnem v'nishbar. A person should nishbar the Yom Misa. The Lamai says there's no chiyuv to wear. It's a good thing to wear a kittel. Chassidim wear white bekisha. They won't wear a kittel. Some people don't have a minute to wear a kittel. You should wear white. Women, it is brought down that some women did wear kittel on Yom Kippur. They had their own special, but the minhag is not like that. But there is a minhag that they should wear white. Lavanim nikim liyom hazeh. And don't wear extra jewelry. Ve'emas adin. Again, in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, after the ceremony of Shaleach, he says that's when the girls got dressed up, and they went out with. I think they still wore white clothing. I don't know. They went out to the fields, and that's when they used to pick they make shidduchim. That was on Yom Kippur afternoon. So after Kapara, so you see that Yom Kippur is not just. It's not just the day. It is not just about. Oivei and whatever. There's an Indian of Simcha. Hashem is an Ava from Hashem. He's been mechaper for us, and therefore that's what it's meaning to wear nice stuff. And it should be mechaper in the Chag because it's a day of kapara. We're celebrating the fact that Hashem, can mechaper us. Right. Okay. Right. Shelo Kippurim Dino Kippurim. Yom Kippur Leil Kiyom L'Chol Davar. The night is the same as the day. Ma'ahem Advarim Asurim Ba Malacha Achila Shtia Rechita Sicha Nila Sasanda Masha Shemita. These are the 5 things. Ve'ein Chiyuv Kares Ela Al Malacha VaAchila U'Shtia. Kares is only on these 3 things. if person, did sandal, whatever, that's all sicha. That's all. It's an issur deraisa, but it's because of inui, but it's not. That's not the main. The main is not eating, and malacha. Kol malacha shechayavim alav b'Shabbos chayavim alav b'Yom Kippurim. Any malacha in lamatas malachos you're chayav in Yom Kippur. B'chol Shabbos potter of also gam Yom Kippurim came. No, it's not like Yom Tiv. It's Shabbos. El Shabbos is done with skila. Kippur is done with kares. The only chiluk is that even memes on Shabbos, not memes on because of Yom Kippur. Also the taltal of Shabbos. Also the taltal of Yom Kippurim muksa does apply as well. However, v'hitiru l'kanev yerek v'torah gozim in a mincha l'malach shechal b'chol. You are allowed to touch food and stuff, even though yes, on Shabbos, if you wouldn't be able to eat a certain food, it could be the shaila of muksa. If a certain food, no one will be able to eat. Let's say it was rotten or poisonous, whatever, you wouldn't be able to eat it. So therefore, as treif, it will be muksa. But Yom Kippur, even though no one's allowed to eat it, you are allowed to touch it. And even if the kids are around, in order to go ahead and prepare some things for Motzi Yom Kippur, so you should have something. Should have something right after Yom Kippur to eat. It's important. The Torah goes there to crack nuts. However, the minig is to ask. So you shouldn't do preparing, because the problem is that once they started doing some cracking nuts and doing some small chanas, they started doing started just making a lot more and coming to Mekalkel, and that was the problem. So therefore he said no hachanas b'chal. Hagavim nafal Yom Kippur mutar lahatzal suda achas. You'll have to save one suda, not three, but one. Tzarich laila kol shematz b'Shabbos sudas mincha. Uchvar nizbar lael shekhet noyim zvan hazev leik Shabbos ayin sham shenan davu adin Yom Kippur. Dago she'atinagos v'sachkim be'agoyzim is a minig that kids would play with nuts. Ve'ein minchos b'yadam afil kol v'mincha. Since at a certain point it was mutter to go ahead and to crack nuts, so to remind people it was only mutter to crack nuts, I gave kids nuts to play with, not on the ground because maybe it would mash for gumos, but on the table they would play with nuts. Again, I never heard of a minhag for kids to play with nuts. Kids play with nuts, but al kupanim that would be fine. All right, I think we will stop here. It's a